Okay, I really don't like this company. Yes, we're talking about Hypergriff. We're a little over a week out from the launch of Endfield, and this is the most advertised gacha release I've ever seen. The viewership on all platforms for this game is very high. There's streamers playing this game that I didn't even know would ever acknowledge gacha games, and you're probably going to get an ad for Arknights on this video. That's right, this video is brought to you by Arknights Endfield. I'm kidding, I'm so full of shit. But anyways, I don't think they are ever going to sponsor me at this point because I already burnt that bridge because I'm not glazing every single thing about the game, and this company is actually going out of their way to silence criticism for this game.
Thousands of people got fucking robbed, but they'll pay for this. But they'll pay for this.
The final preparations for the end of world event are now open. Participation guarantees a 5-star weapon. 6, 7.
Wow, this company really has their priorities straight, guys. We should totally keep defending them.
You know what? At least Hoyoverse didn't do anything like that. I'm sure they don't like criticism for their games, but Hypergriff is literally trying so hard to silence criticism that they're working harder on that than their actual game. If you think about it, we have never seen this much budget go into advertising into a gacha ever. They are literally putting more resources into stuff like this rather than making the game better. With all of the effort that they are putting into making people pretend that the game is good, they could actually make the game as good as it seems. Isn't that crazy? It really seems like this company is just insecure. Yep, a billion-dollar company is insecure about the gacha system that they made, by the way. But hey, I guess they realized how greedy this system was, and they are just closing their eyes and ears because of how embarrassed they are. They just want to see that money come in with no consequences. This is like getting a Black Widow on your team in Rivals, and they're throwing the game, but they have team chat off, so they don't have to see people flaming them, and then that's pretty much what Hypergriff is doing right now. But you know what? At least Hoyo has the balls to look at the criticism every once in a while. Will they fix the problems? Absolutely not. But the bar is pretty low here in the gacha space, so we'll take it. It's funny because there is still a lot of people saying that the gacha being completely garbage does not matter because that isn't the main point of the game. Well, first of all, let's take a look at what type of genre that this game is. I'm pretty sure that the gacha is one of the main features of the game here if it's a gacha game. But also, if you want to say that the factory is the main pull for this game, then when it comes to the factory, the end game grind is completely dedicated to your characters. You have to optimize your factory in order to get resources for these characters. As much as you would like to avoid the gacha aspect of this game, everything can be drawn back to the gacha, and just sitting here and trying to ignore it because it's a bad feature is crazy. Like, by the way, there still hasn't been any compensation for the PayPal thing, and I don't think there ever will at this point. Looking at how this company handled that incident, I have no hope that if anything else major were to go wrong, that it would be handled any better. Looking at the way that they barely addressed the situation in a way where they were basically like, yeah, we're sorry that happened, but we're not going to take any accountability or give an appropriate amount of compensation for people losing real money because we're mad that we couldn't keep any of that money that was stolen. I don't know if there's more people on contract than I thought or something, but I feel like people are just feeling the need to hold their tongue when they talk about this game because they're scared of people calling them slop tubers. But it seems like everyone is just glazing this game constantly, besides Santontas, obviously. But I might be missing someone else. I feel like I have to clarify this every single time I talk about this game because people will just think I'm hating for no reason and they'll use that slop tuber comment. So can somebody actually give me the definition of that? Because I swear I only hear that term in the gacha space. But anyways, I actually do like this game a lot. The game is very unique compared to other gacha games, and it's a nice change of pace. This is also right there with Woowa for the best looking gacha that I have ever seen. Actually, Woowa looks better. Okay, Timmy, Woowa looks better. But the main thing that this game could have over something like Wuthering Waves is the fact that if you don't care about super sweaty try-hard combat, then Arknights is probably the best alternative because it's more of a resource management game and the combat is not really that hard to learn. If a goober like me can learn it pretty fast, I'm sure you can learn it. But that comes at the price of animations not even being close to Wuthering Waves. I remember seeing a comment saying that my videos were going to get brigaded by Arknights fanboys, and they were not kidding because these are the most disliked videos I've ever made. But honestly, I don't care. And if you are a hardcore glazer for this game, my question to you would be, what would you change about it? And you literally can't say nothing and that it's perfect because nothing is perfect. Because a lot of the times that I get the answer to this question, it's something super bare bones that is completely irrelevant and won't change the game whatsoever and push it in the right direction. It'll be something like, oh, well, I wish that the grass here in this area was a little darker than it is right now, which, yeah, that sounds stupid, but obviously you get the point. It'll be some like minor tweak to the gacha system, for example, like, oh, we need 5 more pulls, and that's not going to change anything. What is that going to change? It's something that won't change the game for the better in the long run. It's maybe like a temporary fix and it's completely irrelevant. And I really do hope one day that the consumers can come together and stop defending these billion-dollar companies with their lives. Because if you take a look here, Dawe, I'm sure we all know him, has had to pay $2.1 billion in taxes over the past 5 years. And that doesn't even include overseas income. That is absolutely insane. 99.9% of us will never see money like that in our entire lives. And that's just him paying taxes. I think that means he makes a lot of damn money. While that is the CEO of Hoyo, and we're talking about Arknights here, I'm sure that these guys aren't too far off from Dawe. I say all of that to say, trying your hardest to defend a game with developers that couldn't give a flying fuck about you just seems a little pointless, doesn't it? Even if you have an unhealthy attachment to the game itself, just take a moment to look outside the box a little bit and you would come to understand the same truth. And I have seen the most defense being played that I've ever seen in the Arknights community. I don't know if there's some type of genjutsu inside the game or something that gets people to be this way, but do not feel bad for the people running this game because some random dude on the internet is talking about how bad some of the systems are in this game. You know what's beautiful about criticizing a game is that you don't have to quit it just because you don't like something. If you criticize Endfield, the devs won't magically delete the game off of your device. For some reason in the big 2026, people think that if you are criticizing the game, you should just quit. And that is one of the dumbest takes of all time. There is something I don't like about every single game I've ever played, but I still enjoy them in some way. So what does that mean? I should just quit something as soon as I don't like it? Oh, well, I don't want to go to work today, so I should just quit my job. Oh, well, I don't want to go to school today, so I'll just not go to school, even though I need to get a degree. Oh, well, I don't want to go to the gym today, so I'm just going to sit here and eat cream puffs all day until I'm bigger than Luffy in Gear 4th. If you don't like me, that's awesome. But even if that's the case, I hope that your game gets better. So today's word of the day is going to be a life lesson. Today's word is people. I believe one of the worst things you can be is a people pleaser. Let me explain. A lot of the times, regardless of what you do or say, someone out there is going to hate you. And that's just life. A lot of people are miserable and they have to take it out on others to make themselves feel better. In a way, I can't blame them for being miserable because we do live in a pretty awful world. So once you acknowledge that and learn to love yourself, no matter what anyone says, it won't have any meaning to you anymore. Separate yourself from other people and learn to be alone and find that love within yourself. Learn to have a little bit of an ego, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're not pushing it onto other people. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far if you have, and of course, you look cute today. Peace.